It's a trick I learned when I was teaching special needs kids in New Hampshire. And they listened to me. So I want to start out. First of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm Rob Pasick, and I'm the head of Leaders Connect, and I'm an executive coach, psychologist, and this year I'm a professor. Some of my students are here, and I'm teaching at U of M, so it's very exciting, and they're business students. They're here. Some of them actually looking for work or internship opportunities, so I'm going to give them a chance to introduce themselves. And I've asked a few other people to come up, so if I've asked you to come up, would you guys come up here, and Skip and Kristen and Steve Zingerman, come on over, Daryl, and this is Leaders Connect, and the idea is we're going to do networking, and my idea of networking is that you have to learn to do either an ask or a give, and so I'm going to give some people who I've asked to speak about what they're doing, because there's so many interesting things going on in the community in Ann Arbor and throughout Michigan, and we want people to give an opportunity. So one of the things that we do each month I should say, is have one of the great non-for-profits in Michigan describe what they're doing and maybe do a little bit of an ask for support. So I had the opportunity to go in, I guess, to, where's Barb?
I'm right here.
Oh, okay, there you go. I didn't see you standing up, sorry. With Barb, they put on a program at the Michigan Theater called Equal Means Equal. And it really got me spurred to the idea that as a man, there's a lot we could do to help the whole problem with women. We call it the war on women, violence against women, women's inequality, or whatever it is. But I think if only women speak up about it, we've only got half of the force in the nation, and let's face it, we probably don't have half of the power sources, because in business it's often the men that have that position to be able to speak out. So I was very moved by a video presentation that they did and a great panel, so I'm going to let Barb talk about Safe House.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for having me this morning, Rob. It's a sincere privilege to be here this morning. You said something that is changing a little bit of what I'm going to say, so I hope that you'll have patience with the few minutes that I am going to take to talk about Safe House Center this morning. First of all, I'm so thrilled to see so many of our supporters in this room, which really speaks to how far and wide we reach people right here in Washtenaw County.
If you are a supporter, would you raise your hand? You know how many people?
Oh, I'm sure everybody would raise their hand. Yeah, here we are. Everybody loves Safe House. But you said something that is really important for everybody to digest. There has yet to be a movement in the United States that only women supported and was successful. It doesn't happen. So we do need men to say and stand up that sexual assault and domestic violence are wrong. We won't tolerate it in our community, and we will support survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence. That is critically important. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the numbers right here in Washtenaw County. At Safe House Center, we serve over 5,000 individuals who have been impacted by domestic violence and sexual assault every year. And that is unduplicated. It's not as though we're counting someone who came in 5 times. Those are over 5,000 unique individuals who have walked in the door. Conversely, in Washtenaw County, there are 1,700 911 calls due to domestic violence and over 300 911 calls related to sexual assault every year in Washtenaw County. So let's distill those numbers down just a little bit, because I think because we have an analytics presentation, we're going to talk a little bit about the numbers. Talking about domestic violence, just to kind of keep it clearer, about 900 of those cases actually make it to the prosecutor's office. Of those 900 cases, maybe 600 make it to the court because of a variety of things, such as resources and survivors saying they just can't continue on with the case because it's like another part-time job, or they are losing economic support because he's manipulating the situation to say, I'm not going to support you and the kids if you keep on with this court case. Then we get down to the actual convictions. 250 convictions happen out of the 1,700 911 calls. And we're talking about 5,000 at Safe House and the 1,700 that actually feel like they can call 911. We get down to 250 convictions. Now, this is the good news about Washtenaw County. We have a blue ribbon, fantastic Betters Intervention Program, which is a program for people who commit domestic violence to unlearn the behavior, because it's learned behavior. It's not because of mental health or drinking or drugs or anything. It is learned behavior. And so every single one of those 250 need to go through the classes, whether they go to jail or whether they get probation. I asked the director of that program how many in his heart of hearts actually really changed. We're not talking about recidivism, we're not talking about numbers, we're just saying in your heart of hearts, how many changed? 3. Let's look at Safe House. Every day, we have people that are coming in because they really believe their lives can be better. They're not coming in under duress. They're not coming in because we force them to. They're coming because they know their lives can be better. And every single one of them, when we do our surveys of people who have received services from Safe House, overwhelmingly, they feel like they know more about what happened to them, they know more about how to be safe, and that they have come to a better place because of Safe House. We don't have just 3 people reporting some measure of success. We have thousands. And so today, I also want to encourage you to consider giving to Safe House Center. We have brochures and envelopes on the table. If you want more information, I should have had the cards put around too. I would love to talk to you more about how your investment in Safe House Center makes the difference. We only have 25 staff, but we have over 200 volunteers, and that's why we're able to provide 24/7 support to the over 5,000 who seek our services every year. Thank you again, Rob, for this opportunity, and I'd be happy to talk to anybody after the program.
So, thank you, Barb, and I do encourage this, and if there are any men in the audience, I know there are some, I see in the Observer periodically all these men that support you, but I think there does need to be a speak out campaign on the part of men, and especially so many leaders here in the community. There's a lot of power that can happen if we do speak out, and this is not just the thing that happens out there. I have a granddaughter, how many of you have daughters? Many of you have had experiences yourself, maybe not the severest ones that'll take you to Safe House, but I think everybody knows what we're talking about. And it's one of those problems in society that is solvable, which is pretty different from a lot of the other things that we hear about. So I'm going to move on, but thank you very much. And I'm going to ask a couple other people to just say what's going on. There's a lot of cool things in the community. And just given time before we bring up Larry, maybe just take like 30 seconds, a minute or so if you have something really to announce. But these are people that have some things to offer, and then there may be some folks who have something to ask for from the community. I look at Dragana. Come on up here, Dragana. I know you're looking for work. Yeah, come on up. So she's one of the students, and I'm on a campaign to bring great students in the University of Michigan and keep them in the Ann Arbor area. So we got to provide jobs. So Amy, I want to say, Amy's with the program that I have a couple of friends working with. It's a great program for people who are retiring, thinking of moving on, and want to make a contribution. So you want to talk about literacy?
Surely. Amy Goodman, I'm the director of Washtenaw Literacy. I'll just take a moment because I'm sure many of you are familiar. We've been around for 43 years, and since we use a volunteer method of delivery to help with illiterate adults in Washtenaw County, over 43 years we've probably had 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 tutors, and we've served twice to 3 times that many adults in that period of time. This is turning in 2014 into an economic investment. Our tutors are how we get things done and scale it up in ways where there is not adequate and under-resourced funding to deal with the problem that really impacts everyone's bottom line and everyone's community here in Washtenaw County. Just real quickly before I pass the microphone on, we are excited about Giving Tuesday coming up. If you don't know what Giving Tuesday is, it's important to a lot of nonprofits. We have Black Friday, we have Small Business Saturday, we have Cyber Monday, and then Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is a day nationally.
Freaky Friday.
No, I don't know Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday? I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, that's a movie. Anyway, Giving Tuesday is a day nationally focused on nonprofits and remembering during the holidays that consumerism and to share with is not what it's really all about, sharing with our neighbors who are in need and making our communities a better place to live. Giving Tuesday this year at Washington Literacy, we're calling it Tutor Tuesday. It's a tutor campaign, and our legions of tutors are going to be out there with helping to share our mission. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Amy. And next I want to present Skip Sims, who I've known for quite a while. And Skip is representing Spark here today. And all of you know all the great things that have been happening at Spark, but you've got a couple things to tell us about it.
Well, we'll keep it short and save the excitement for a few months from now, because come May, believe it or not, Spark will have been around 10 years. So coming up will be our 10th anniversary. You'll be getting a lot of publicity about what's happened in the community. For those of you that may not know, Spark is the Ann Arbor region's nonprofit, public-private economic development organization, focused exclusively, though, on those companies that actually grow our GDP. We work with startups all the way up to the larger companies and corporations in the community that are expanding and growing and create the jobs and create the economic vitality for our area. Spark was started 10 years ago primarily just focused on entrepreneurs and technology startups. And since then, you know, back then, one of the things you're going to hear a lot about, and I think the approach we're going to take in terms of promoting our anniversary, is the fact that where were we in 2005? There weren't incubators in the community. There were no big business plan competitions. Last night at Accelerate Michigan, we gave away $500,000 to the winning startup company SkySpecs here in Ann Arbor. There were not a lot of accelerator programs available, and there were not a lot of serial entrepreneurs. We had a lot of companies leaving the community because the capital was actually somewhere else. Today, there's about 5 or 6 incubators in this community. You actually have a VC community that's tripled in size. It's gone from about $500 million of capital under management to over $1.5 billion of capital under management. You've got angel investors. You've got serial entrepreneurs, such as Larry, we're going to hear from shortly. So a lot of things have happened in a short period of time. We still have a long way to go. We aren't where we want to be, but we're pretty healthy. We're growing. We're doing the right things, going in the right directions. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Skip. And Dragon and Kevin is out here too. Lasonic, you guys, the students, come on up for a minute. I just wanted to introduce these fine University of Michigan students. So Dragon, Kevin, Lasonic, I got everybody. These are 3 U of M students who are in the business program and are taking my class. And I've been encouraging them to come here and we've been practicing giving an ask, doing an ask. And so, Dragon, what are you looking for? You're graduating in a few months, and from the Detroit area, we're trying to hold you in Ann Arbor, so what would be good for you?
Well, next semester I get to be in Washington, D.C., so hopefully I'll be interning at an organization that focuses on healthcare reform and seeing what the impact of the reform has been on constituents. So hopefully after that internship, I plan to look at healthcare organizations or other nonprofits that are focused on a public health mission, because that's been my background. This Monday I just got done with a nonprofit consulting project, so it's been really great to take everything that I've been learning in my program and to apply it. So I'm just looking to apply my skills and learn from the best.
Thank you. Great. So if anybody out there wants some great talent, I highly recommend Dragon. And Kevin?
Good morning, my name is Kevin Ziegler. I'm a junior in Rob Pasick's class at the University of Michigan. I am currently seeking opportunities for next summer. I'm looking for internship in finance and specifically investment banking or venture capital. However, not the usual one that a lot of kids at Ross are looking for in New York City, rather other cities, one of them being the Detroit metro area. I know that there are opportunities around here, and I'd really like to stay in Michigan. Thank you.
Great. And Lasonic, how about you? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lasonic, and I'm a senior at Ross. And I've already found employment in Troy, so I'm not as worried about getting a job. But I'm more interested in kind of understanding about or hearing about entrepreneurs who run their family business and grow it out from a very small operations. My parents own like a little pharmacy back in Maryland. It'd be pretty interesting to see if I can grow that area or grow that business out here at Ann Arbor or Michigan.
Let's say the name of the business because it's pretty cool.
Nature and Herbs, if anyone's familiar with that one. It's a pretty big presence online in Amazon. So.
Now let's see, we've got one of my old friends here, Steve Angerman. old that we've known each other for a long time, but he's much younger than I am. So Steve, you want to tell us what's going on with the running world?
Sure. I'm a freshman with Rob. So I'm with one of the founders of Running Fit here in town. So we have 3 running shops in Ann Arbor and 5 other stores in Michigan. And a couple things that we do besides selling shoes and running gears, we put on events and races. So I'm just going to throw out some asks and some gives. So the first one will be is I'll ask you to support downtown Ann Arbor coming up the first weekend in December when we have Midnight Madness. So if the give is that we'll be giving you great deals. It's our biggest sale of the year at all the Running Fit stores. So feel free to shop if you need some gear or some gifts for the season coming up. The other thing is we're putting on a race in Dexter, downtown Dexter, the second weekend of December. So it's a real fun one. It's a 5K. It's low key. If you've never done a race, be a good one to come out and do. If you're curious about it, about running races, come out and work at one. So it's a fundraiser for a group out of Dexter. And then third, our building out on Jackson Road, Jackson and Z, that's our main office. We have a Running Fit, we have ATI physical therapy there, and we have a small warehouse. We're looking to move out of that warehouse. So we have about 2,000 square feet of space that would be great. If you know anybody, like a yoga studio, something that was fitness-minded with a Running Fit, physical therapy, and this open space. So that's what we have. Thanks for listening.
Next I've got, I'm going to bring up Kristen, who's at the university, and I'm almost embarrassed to tell people how I met Kristen because I kind of started talking to her randomly at outside of Carytown. I didn't, I'm a little, I don't know if that's a cool thing to do, but she had a really cute baby with her, and so I said, that baby looks about the age of my grandchild, who I haven't seen in several months, so so we started chatting and found out that she's come back to Ann Arbor, back to Michigan, as has, we got, Hillary, you're over there, come on up too, I want to have you join us, but Hillary also has come back to Ann Arbor from having been in the East Coast. You are all over the world, so maybe you could tell us what you're doing now at the university, because it's also connected to this world.
Yeah. So I'm happy to be back in Michigan. I just joined the university a few months ago, working for our campus-wide innovation and entrepreneurship program. It's dubbed Innovate Blue, but it's really our effort to unite all of the activities and programs that are happening at the university. There's so much going on, and we're making an effort to really amplify and tell our story because we've got a lot of talent and a lot of good, startups, and we work with Spark and everything that's happening. Being able to tell that story to the world and to keep talent here is part of the effort. We have some exciting things coming up. We're hoping to launch a minor in entrepreneurship open to all students. So our version of entrepreneurship is not just starting a business, but it's promoting that entrepreneurial state of mind. So whether you're an art student or an engineering student, you can be an entrepreneur, you can be an innovator. And then in the winter months, we're hoping to really amplify this concept with a lot of events and things that will be happening. So I guess the ask is to look to the community to help us spread the word on your social networks, word of mouth. These are the things that are happening to really start to tell our story of entrepreneurship and innovation at the University of Michigan.
So we have some good candidates over here.
Yeah, I know. I'm really happy to hear about it all. So thanks.
And Daryl, yeah, that's okay. I'm going to introduce Daryl next, and Daryl is with Atomic Object, which has come from Grand Rapids and has now opened up a branch in Ann Arbor, and I have the pleasure of working with Daryl, and so maybe you could tell us a little bit about what you guys got going on.
All right, thanks, Rob. Yeah, like Rob said, we are new to the area. I mean, I think I've met many of you here. We've been here since September of 2001, and since that point, we started out with 4 employees. Now we're up to 9. And we're continuing to look for people, and unfortunately, we are turning work away at times, just because we have too many things to actually do. In fact, some of this overflow, I think Karen, is over here, has benefited from. So, but it's been great. She's been a great partner. Anyways, what we're looking for right now, I mean, some of the big announcements is we're looking at, redoing our entire, doing a whole new build out at our office in downtown Ann Arbor. We're also, and the other thing we're really trying to do is trying to find a new designer, which we've been looking at these. And we have a designer.
I got a designer here. Where is
we have a designer. I would love to talk to you if you don't want to raise your hand now.
Interior designer.
Okay. Okay, that's all right. But anyways, we're, oh, you killed my train of thought. We're building out, yeah, so we have a lot of things going on, but one of the items that we're trying to address, as busy as we are, we would like to see more business coming from the Ann Arbor community in general. We're getting a lot of business from, across the state, in the Detroit metro area, so we're trying to kind of push on this local wheel we want to be a part of this community more than just like the Michigan community or the United States community. So yes, if you have software projects, I'd love to talk to you about it. So thank you.
Okay. And Mim, I'm going to introduce Joan. I'm sorry, you got Mim and Joan here, but Joan and you got a guest here, so too. Joan and Mim run a great HR firm that helps with compliance issues, and so she's been a great friend of me and of Leaders Connect. So maybe you could introduce yourself and your guest.
I will. Thanks, Rob. Joan Moore, I'm president of the Arbor Consulting Group, and we're the people you call when you get the scary letter from the Department of Labor saying you're being audited. And we are looking for a data consultant. We do a lot of statistical analysis and putting together affirmative action plans and defending OFCCP audits. And so it's a fairly high-level position. We need somebody who's really good crunching the numbers, but they also have to be able to interface with government auditors and our clients, whom we have to usually talk off the ledge. So if you have, I put some flyers on the tables. I've got a job description here. Please see me if you think you know someone who might be interested, or if you were interested yourself. Now let me introduce my guest, Brandon Marsh, and I'm going to let him talk about the program that he's involved in.
Thank you, Joan. Good morning, my name is Brandon Marsh. I'm with Dale. Good morning, my name is Brandon Marsh. I'm with Dale Carnegie. We are actually doing something different at Dale Carnegie right now. We're developing an entrepreneurial and leadership development program for economically disadvantaged youth. It's based on the story of life of John W. Barfield from Ann Arbor. He started off as a janitor at the University of Michigan and worked his way up to be very, very successful. So we believe, because he's a Dale Carnegie graduate, he's one of the famous graduates, that he can inspire these economically disadvantaged youth to become successful just as he did. Mr. Barfield outlines the principles of his success in his new book, Starting from Scratch, and we believe by giving those students the principles, along with the leadership skills from Dale Carnegie, self-confidence, people skills, communication skills, leadership skills, and the ability to have enthusiasm, that they can realize their potential as well. We're going to work with high school students and community college students, and this program is going to start at Washtenaw Community College. And once successful, we plan on replicating this throughout the nation to 1,100 community colleges. So it takes a village to raise a child, and we need all of you and who are entrepreneurs to help to contribute as speakers. So if you have any interest, our ask is to come and speak with me, and we'd love to get you involved as well. Thank you.
Brandon, could you stay here 1 second? Because did you notice Brandon did one thing, and I've been trying to teach these students, I'm going to give them practice, and that is when he said where he worked, he took a pause. He said, I worked at Dale Carnegie. Did anybody miss that? No. Okay, so I'm going to ask each of these students, this is something basic we've been working on. Please tell us who you are. What is your name?
Good morning. My name is Kevin Ziegler.
Good morning. My name is Dragana Spasivska, or you can call me D.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lasonic Guan.
All right, Brandon, you critique that for us, sir?
No, they did a great job at Dale Carnegie. They use structures, and they say you should use pause, part, punch. So, for instance, good morning. My name is Brandon Marsh.
Hey, Kevin, come on up, Kevin. Good. Now you hold the cards up anywhere from 5 to 10 on the scale. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Kevin Ziegler.
Good morning. My name is Dragana Spasivska.
Good morning. I am Lasonic Guan.
Lasonic gets the gold medal, but all of you did good. So thank you all very much. And oh, one more. I'm sorry, Hillary. Come on over, Hillary. And we have Hillary has opened up one of the great new spots in Ann Arbor, and it's going to expand. And that is she has literary bookstore, correct? Yeah, literary. Okay, so let's give her a hand for that. And she has come back from New York City, as some other people have been doing, finding out that Ann Arbor is really a better place to live, despite all the hype. And you've got a great event coming up tonight with a friend of mine who's going to be in my class on Monday, so maybe you could tell us what's going on.
Sure. Good morning, my name is Hillary Gustafson from Literati Bookstore. Tonight we have Davey Rothbart, who's a local writer. He is the creator of Found Magazine, which has been created into a number of books, and he also is an essayist. And he is going to be at the store to launch the new issue of the magazine. And it should be a really great event. It starts at 7 p.m. at our store downtown on the corner of 4th and Washington. So hope to see you there.
In a coffee shop coming up too.
We do. We are expanding to the second floor of our building. We are on schedule to open in about 3 weeks, so we hope to see you there. We're going to launch the space having Chris Van Allsburg, who wrote The Polar Express, which should be really fun. He has a new book out. It would be great to have a signed copy for your kids or your grandkids for the holidays. So please join us. That's November 22nd at 12 noon.
Great, and we're all excited. I got to tell you Davey Rothbart's story. So Davey has this magazine, and it's now become a hit show in New York City. Not on Broadway, but close, right? So the show is about things that people have found, odd things. So and he happens to be a friend of my son Daniel. And Daniel, Pat, my wife, found a thing that Daniel had written. It was a poster he wrote when he was 7 years old, and it said, "Come to my toy swap." And it was all scrawled. Daniel is talented, but he's not a talented artist, I would say. So it said, "Come to my toy swap. It's a certain time. I'll have my toys. You give me your toys." So Davey saw that Daniel had posted this in his on his bulletin board. He said, "What is that?" And explained he did it at 7. So Davey said, "Okay," and he took it. Now it is he's made a song and a character out of that for the show. So Daniel has made it to Broadway, I have to say. Mom and Dad could not make it there, but he made it, so that was great. So thank you very much. And Pam, could you just come over? Because Pam is one of our sponsors from forget Old National Bank. It's now Old National, whatever the name is, but it's still a great bank. And maybe you could tell us a little bit about your sponsorship and what's going on.
Hi, I'm Pam Sexton from Old National Bank. We're a proud sponsor. We've been sponsoring this for 8 years. We're very happy to be a community bank with a big bank behind us. And we hope everybody enjoys today's talk.
And Rich, I'm not going to give you the mic, but do you want to give us an update on your book? Rich Sheridan was one of the speakers here a few months ago, and his book was starting to take off. And how's it doing now, Rich?
Yeah, it's in its 3rd printing.
Wow.
Paperback comes out in January, and it's had me on an airplane every week this year.
So, Rich, given what you learned from Brandon, you want to tell us who you are and what the name of your book is, with Big Punch, okay? So.
Sorry, I learned from who?
Brandon was talking about the way to do it here. Okay.
Oh, got it. Okay, sorry. Joy Inc., How We Built a Workplace People Love.
All right, you got to do it better than that, Rich. Hold on. How many could hear what Rich said and knows? Yeah, about half the audience. So let's do it slow and proud.
Right. All right, awesome. The name of the book is Joy Inc.
Okay.
How We Built a Workplace People Love.
How's he doing, Brandon? Yeah. All right. All right, well, we're going to get started with Larry, so if everybody could take their seat, we appreciate it. Let's give everybody a hand for the networking part of the program here. So it's my pleasure to, and we're going to have, we're going to get the coffee and the pastries passed around, so you don't need to get up if you haven't had any. Well, Mr. Sarnes?